Everyone, Coach Sullivan here again with MGS Coaching Football. To my subscribers, I thank you, and to my non-subscribers, I really hope you do. So I completed my 38th year of coaching football this year as a defensive coordinator, but over that time, I've also been an offensive coordinator, special teams coordinator, longtime head coach, all of this at both the collegiate and high school levels. What I want to teach you in this presentation is one of our combo blitzes that we call Cowboy. So it's position specific, but not named. So non-subscribers, you're going to push the button, right? Doesn't cost anything. And I'm going to teach it to you versus 11 personnel with the ball in the hash. Okay? And we're going to execute this out of base, and so that'll all be incorporated in today's presentation. All right? So it looks like there's a lot of terms here, and there are, but a lot of them I'm not going to spend time going over. So in each case, something I'm not going to spend much time on, I'm just going to say subscribe, non-subscribers, right? Got to push that button. So the first key term is a combo, and that's a corner go and an opposite inside linebacker plug. Okay? However, here's the huge difference when it's a Cowboy, a position specific but not a named. The Lucky Ringo has to be opposite the lizard rip. Ooh. Okay? Opposite the lizard rip. So non-subscribers, okay? And so the nose is part of the corner go, which is consistent, right? You have to go all the way back to the combo introduction. So again, non-subscribers, right? The versatility is this is good versus all offensive personnel groupings, 10, 11, 12, 20, 21, 22, 30, right? I'm only going to show it to you versus 11 just because of time, okay? The plug is, and I'll show you this on the top diagram, the first inside linebacker on the other side of the football, so opposite the Lucky Ringo, okay? The goal blitzer, not going over this, so you're going to have to push the button, but the C crash, okay, technique, spill, bender, cage, spill, bender, cage, spill, bender, cage. Those are the three things that are going to happen, okay? And I'm also not going to go over big, the footwork. I will go over the corners because of the creep technique, and the reason for the creep technique is, in fact, the footwork to get you get off on the blitz, okay? The plug blitzer, again, non-subscribers push the button. It's the same footwork. It's an edge read near or far, all right, but I'm not going to go through that, okay, non-subscribers. Same with the plug readout. Not going to go over that either. Okay, so I'm going to circle in red the non-subscribers, the ones I'm not going to spend much time on. Okay? Just don't have a lot of time to spend on those things. Okay? If you push subscribe, you have access to everything. The big part here, the screwed timing, what that's based upon, we call them snap indicators. The creep technique, a little tweak specific to the corners. Okay, and it's because the corner's moving in toward the football, not down toward the line of scrimmage, right? The whole different angle. When there is an attached outside linebacker, so in both diagrams on purpose, I have that. Okay, what's meant by the skin technique, and that's be done by the outside linebacker. And then when we execute a Cowboy, what is the safety's clamp technique? Okay? So what I have for you is I have the two hash marks. As we look at it, ball's on the left hash mark each time, top and bottom. But I have pass strength to the big field on the top. I have pass strength into the boundary on the bottom. And I do that on purpose, okay? So that, non-subscribers, I'm going to help you a little bit, okay? So I'm going to illustrate the combo, the stick, and the X, combo, stick, and the X in green each time, complete with the safety spinning. All right? So first, let me just kind of get you set up here. This is all out of our base, and I would strongly suggest whatever your base is, teach all your pressures and movements out of it first before you go with multiple fronts. And to answer that question, yes, we can execute this out of multiple fronts. We just say different starting point, same ending point, brother, right? The nose in our base front is right on the football. So the nose, right, goes as part of the corner go, which I'll get into once we start establishing the lucky ringo based upon the lizard rip. Okay? The other thing that's wildly important is we have a code name for each inside linebacker. Okay, B, the backer, is Buffalo. M, the Mike, is Michigan. Okay, down here, Buffalo, Michigan. Those two terms are exclusive. The only time they're used is that's their name. That's their code name. Okay? Boom, done. All right, so once we get into the lucky ringo based upon where the lizard rip is, then we'll kick in a little bit more in terms of the explanation. All right? So what I plan on doing is illustrating everything in the green. So the other aspect of this I will help you out with non-subscribers. Kind of guy I am. Boundary corner. When the ball's on the hash, it's automatically he goes into the boundary and the whip travels with him. Ball on the hash, whip on the hash. That's the rule. Field, corner goes to big field. So when the ball's on the hash, they split up. They know. It's automatic. They don't have to wait for the formation to see where the lizard rip is. Field goes to the big field. Free travels with him. Boundary and whip go into the boundary. So that's automatic. That's built in. And it doesn't just have to be in our base. It's on a rotate. Whatever we're in, that's the rule for the secondary. Okay? So, now, based with all of that, okay? It's a rip. Big fields to the right, pass strings to the right. Rip. Right? Lucky ringo opposite. So this is going to be a lucky. So therefore, it's going to be a Louie. When ball's on the hash and we're blitzing a corner, neither safety moves until the ball's snapped. So there's no movement in the quarterback. I mean, unless somebody can see it and make the call and scream it at him, he's not even going to know what's coming. Okay? So that's huge. So now let me skip down here to this, right? Screw timing creep technique. Corner, moving in toward the football. Okay, first of all, screw timing is based upon snap indicators. Ball's in the gun. You got to do your film study. I mean, quarterback's in the gun, excuse me. Is it the fist? Does he lift the foot? Is it a clap or fake clap? Is it when the hands come up? Is it when he just starts the cadence? Right? Any number of things. Is it when there's a guard looking back, taps the center? Those are your snap indicators. That's when, excuse me, the screw timing or the creep begins. Okay, so under center, it's a little more difficult, but that's where our job as coaches is, right? Find the snap indicator so your cornerback knows when to stop, right? Screw in. And the technique to do that is what we call creep. So, right, inside linebackers, safeties, they have inside foot up, and that's stagger. Corners are a little different. The outside foot is up, so that way they're turned in. They can see one in the corner of their eye. They can see two on the surface. That's what they need to see. Same over here. The foot closest to the line of scrimmage is the up foot. Okay? So that all that does is it impacts the creep. So the creep, okay, if I'm the boundary over here in this case, right? So this is my foot nearest to the line of scrimmage. Now, when the snap indicator tells me, the up foot moves first, bringing the back foot. And now, see, I tilt my hand down. That's lifting the heel off the ground. You can do that because when that ball snapped, you're going to dig off of this one and cross over. Dig, crossover. Dig, crossover. And that's the same for both. You build it into your pedals, your everyday pedals. It's not hard to do. It's another playlist of presentations, so non-subscribers. Okay? So that's that portion of it. So now when there's, and I purposely have an attached outside linebacker, the skin technique, PAT field goal block, right? Skin and jump, skin and jump. The guy who's skinning is grabbing and pulling so the other guy can come through. What our rover does, even though he's not a part of the blitz, I'm going to do it in green. It's orbit. It means he got force. On a snap ball, he's shooting hands every time. It's a war. He knocks the daylights out of the tight end. Tight ends don't usually like playing against us. Okay? I'll go like this way, right? So I'm here. Now I'm going to pull. That's the skin. Pull it. Open up the C gap. Because unlike the whip in his combo, he's coming here in a landmark, and then he's going to make him right, potentially working outside. With the cornerback coming in on a creep in a whole different angle, he can't do that. So we don't ask him to do that. So we have the rover skin the tight end. So open up the C gap. That's what that means. Okay? And the landmark is the heels of the outside linebacker. So he's not offsides. He can see the football and he's not offsides. So then now ball is snapped. The cornerback, the boundary in this case, is blitzing his first level aiming point, and that's all I'm going to mention, the butt of the tackle. Okay? So then, right, it's a lucky. So the end knows he's there. The nose is part of it. He knows he's A-gap left. There it is. So now, right, plug. First inside linebacker on the other side. It's a Buffalo, Buffalo, Buffalo. He's screaming that as soon as he hears Lucky, in this case. Right? On the snap of the ball, he executed an A-gap plug. I mean, boom, done. There it is. Okay? And so what we've done is we've combined a Cowboy go and what we call a bill. Non-subscribers. Beep. Okay, that's a Cowboy go. And on a bill, backer and A-gap, that's what the nose does. See? By having the nose be a part of the go side, the nose is always right. Ah! Brilliant! Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to show you the clamp technique and then how the other safety rotates. So the safeties are spinning in the direction of the blitz after the snap, post-snap. So Lucky's Louie. The only time we use Louie, the only time we use Lucky is when we're blitzing. And in this case, it's another DB. Okay, so we got to replace him. So the clamp is the safety on the side of the blitz. So it's going to be the safety who's replacing the corner. What's meant by the clamp technique? Whips on the hash at 12 on the snap of the football. The whip works laterally, staying at 12. And he's hot on number 1 from 12 yards. Now, before you go, I mean, how the hell can it? 2014, we're playing Coast Guard. Game plan that week, ball's on the hash. We want to come off the boundary with our corner. We ran a Cowboy combo. Just missed. It was beautiful except for this. Instead of using clamp technique, this safety is screaming downhill. Quarterback just gets him the ball in a little 2 to 3 yard hitch. He makes a move. Next thing you know, I'm calling for the PAT defense to get the substitutions out there. Okay? Playing from distance, if they're able to get the ball off, rally up, make a good, sure, high tackle, we'll line up and play again. Okay? That's why we do it. You come downhill, he makes a move, you're gone. See it. Don't want to do that. And I'm not changing it just because maybe I have a different safety who's not going to have that happen to him. Oh, no, there are no guarantees. He's going to learn to play the clamp technique. And then the other safety, snap of the ball, rotating middle. So the safeties are spinning after the snap, and that's the clamp technique. Okay, I'm not going to do that again down here. So that's the straight combo. Okay, now we're going to do the stick. So watch how the stick changes things up a little bit here. Right, everything stays the same. On the stick, DN stick, we don't call it long stick. That's a stick to us. So I know you might call it a long stick. It's just a stick. Got to eliminate words. Sticks A, which knocks the nose into A away. So now the plug has to be in B. That's a bob. That's what the nose does in a bob. That's what the nose does on a go stick, see? Brilliant. It works. Kids got to be able to play fast here so they can play fast with their feet. And that brilliant is in Monty Python. I don't know if there's too many Monty Python fans out there. And then the X, okay, it's regular for him. And that's a Baxter. So all that happens on an X is the nose and the backer, right? You have the regular combo, nose, A gap 2, A gap. Now it's A gap away, A gap 2. They just switch. So again, that's a Cowboy going to Baxter. Nobody else is affected. Then again, that's the nice thing about it. Don't make it so you do this in this situation. Now you got this is what you do. Okay? So now on purpose, we have down here what we call fib, formation into boundary. Teams will do this. It's up to us to figure out why they're doing it, right? So now we call Cowboy combo, the field corner is going to run it. So it's a Liz, therefore now it's a Ringo. Remember, opposite the Liz or Rip. So therefore it's a Roger. Okay, so 2x12 off the edge. This isn't necessarily drawn to scale, so I don't want you to think, oh my God, they're not lined up right. Okay, we're lined up right. So now, okay, given the fact that it's Ringo Roger, you get the same attach, you get the same snap indicator. Right, so here comes the creep. Right, different feet now, right? Here's the up foot close to the line of scrimmage. Coming here, right? Still the heels. On the snap, still going to skin. So now he's inside there, right? Combo first. Boom, boom, boom. There it is. Right? Roger. Clamp. Finish the spin. There it is. Okay? Now we want to run it with a stick. Right? Boom, 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 boom. And I forgot to mention, sorry, it's Buffalo again. Right? Buffalo, Buffalo, Buffalo. Yeah, there are plenty of scenarios where it's not a Buffalo. Okay? And then the third one there, notice I got 1, 2, 3 lines, I hope. And this is where I really wish we could be interactive because I could ask you, okay, now it's an X, who's doing what? And you'd think, well, would they just look up here? Well, you know what? Players don't always. And the ones who do, make them the signal caller. All right, so now when it's an X, still there, right? Boom, boom. They switch up the A gaps when it's the X tag. And that's all we do for X. Okay? So the big thing, you don't have to run it from ball in the hash. We like to run Cowboys, whether it's the go, push the subscribe button, or a combo, which is one and the same, because it's a little bit more effective, especially when teams have definitive tendencies and you really want to be coming from the tight end side, even if it's to the big field in this particular case. So again, that's all part of film study and doing our job as coaches. So as I said at the beginning, to my subscribers, I thank you, and I'm hoping I made the point. Non-subscribers, right? Please push that button. To everyone, I hope you reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com. because it's starting to happen more. And when it does, I'm learning a ton too, and that's what this is all about. So please reach out to me and we can help each other out with some football.